So, a few weeks back in a YouTube community post, I asked what sort of ranking style people would prefer for a vault tier list. I realize I probably should have made a poll, but that's a lesson for future me. While a few different ideas were given, it seems like a sizable amount of people wanted a survival tier list, and I also wanted to do a survival tier list, so that's what's been decided. Welcome to the definitive vault survival tier list, as ranked by yours truly, Nort. Now I want to lay down a few ground rules. The vault supercut featured about 120 vaults total. I don't remember the exact count, but it's close to 120. We're not going to rank 120 vaults. One, it'll probably be crazy long, like already longer than the vault supercut. And more importantly too, so many of the vaults have little to no information on them that it would just be pointless to try and rank them. So we're going to be excluding a few. No Bethesda pinball vaults. No Fallout Shelter vaults, no vaults from cancelled or non-canon games, no Fallout Bible vaults, no cut content vaults, and a special exclusion for the demonstration vault in the Museum of Technology. With that being said, I will make some exceptions and include some fan favorites. Vaults 43, 68, 69, and 77, despite not being in the main series games, will be included in the tier list. The way that I'll be ranking it is I'll be putting myself in the shoes of a typical vault dweller. With that being said, let's take a look at the tiers themselves. At the top, the S tier, this is the guaranteed chance of survival. This tier is for vaults where we have a 100% chance of surviving to the end of the experiment. The A tier is reserved for vaults where we'll most likely make it out. There may be a few casualties, but there's a sizable chance that we'll be okay when those doors open up. The B tier is 50-50. It's really a toss-up. We could either perish or just be dandy. It's God's plan. The C tier is for vaults where there's a chance I make it out. No matter what the chance is, even if it's like 1% or something, there's a chance. And the D tier is for doomed. D for doomed. Works out nicely, eh? With that being said, let's start with good old Vault 3. This is the control vault where everything was fine and dandy for the dwellers until they opened up their doors, letting in the fiends, at which point then they all die. As the tier list is for vault survival, despite everyone dying when the doors open up, this is actually going in the guaranteed section. Once those doors open up, I'm a goner, but at least I survived the vault. Vault 8 was the vault that eventually became Vault City. I know that Vault City exiled two former dwellers, Richard Moreau and Boyarsky, for murder, but I believe the murders happened after the vault doors opened and Vault City was founded, so this goes into guaranteed as well. Good old Vault 11. This is the sacrifice chamber vault. Once a year the dwellers would have to sacrifice one another to keep their mighty computer overlord appeased. In reality it was just a test, and the dwellers would be congratulated if they chose to sacrifice nobody. But the dwellers didn't know this and sacrificed every dweller until only 5 remained. 4 of the 5, overcome with guilt, bit the bullet, and only 1 survived. For that, this goes into the C tier. Slim, but there's a chance. Vault 12 is the Ghoul Vault Necropolis. The door never fully sealed, and everyone inside the vault turned ghoul, some feral, others intelligent. If we become feral ghoul, I'd consider that a similar outcome to death, so feral ghoul equals not surviving. With that, it's going to be a 50-50. Vault 13 is the main protagonist vault from Fallout 1. This vault is a little tricky because the vault dweller does save the vault, but gets exiled and takes some dwellers with him to form a new settlement. If we go with the vault dweller, we would survive, because in Fallout 2, the other dwellers from Vault 13 are either kidnapped or killed. I'm just going to put this one in 50-50. There's a lot of things to consider. If you disagree with the decision, just let me know. Vault 15 is the one with the radically different ideologies. The dwellers from these vaults formed the Cons, the Vipers, the Jackals, and the NCR. While the groups never got along too well, as far as I know, there's no mention of violence during the vault's duration, so I'm going to put this in the guaranteed tier. Vault 17 is Lily Bowen's vault. There's not a ton of info on it, but we do know that Lily is alive, albeit a super mutant, and we know that the Unity took the dwellers from here for the super mutant army, so I'd say guaranteed survival. We'd survive the vault until the Master's goons came by. Vault 19 is the Red versus Blue Vault. This is the vault where the groups were driven insane and blamed each other for the weird happenings in the vault. The fate of the dwellers is actually unknown, so we're going to put this in the 50-50, I think. Vault 21 is the New Vegas strip vault turned hotel after losing a bet with Mr. House's representatives. All disputes were solved with games of chance, so as far as I'm aware, this one is a guaranteed chance of survival. Vault 22 was the Deadly Plant Vault. You remember those guys, right? While a bunch of dwellers were killed or turned to living plant zombie things, Randall Clark, the survivalist, claims that he saw a bunch of Vault 22 dwellers roaming into Zion. To me, this seems like there was a group of dwellers that did manage to escape the deadly plants, leaving me to put this in slim, but there's a chance. Vault 34 is the Boomer Vault. This one is a bit interesting. If I'm one of the original Boomers, I'm good, but if I don't leave with them, then I'll likely perish. Because there aren't too many Boomers, I'll also put this one in the slim, but there's a chance. Vault 43 is the Panther Vault from the Puppet Man comic. 20 men, 10 women, and 1 panther. Realistically, with no weapons, I think like 4 or 5 people could out a panther. Maybe 1 or 2 casualties after the initial panic. So this will be high odds for me, I think. Vault 51 is the Battle Royale Vault. Like Vault 11, I think there's a slim chance I could be the last dweller standing, leading me to put this in the slim, but there's a chance tier. Vault 68 and Vault 69 are both guaranteed. There's not a whole lot of info on the happenings of either vault, but I don't see why having a weird population distribution would lead to any shenanigans. Vault 75 was the Super Soldier Kids. If you had a really good intelligence and strength attributes when you turned 18, your genes were harvested, the only real way to survive would have been to only have high intelligence. So I'm going to put this one in the slim, but there's a chance. Vault 76 is for America's Best and Brightest. There's no evidence of any violence in this vault, so it's a guaranteed. Yippee. Vault 77 is Puppet Man, and for anyone who's read the comic, you know that there's only one dweller, and he does make it through, albeit he does lose his wits, but he's still breathing, so that's a guaranteed. Vault 79 is the Gold Vault. There was a violent mutiny before the doors opened up, so this will go into the slim category. Vault 81 is the vault that made a cure for every infectious disease. While the vault was closed for a long time, and I'm sure some people passed during that time, likely due to old age, those dwellers would have lived a full life, so this will be a guaranteed for me as well. Vault 87 is home to the Capital Wasteland supermutants and experiments with FEV. If we were here, we would be a goner. No chance of survival, we are doomed. No offense to any of the cool supermutants like Marcus, but I can't imagine living as a mutant would be a good life. So this is a doomed for me. Doomed for me. Vault 88 was unfinished, but we do know the big overarching experiment was to test products for use in other vaults. I don't think any of the known products are lethal, so I'd say that if this vault were to be completed pre-war and housed dwellers, I'd wager we'd be okay. I'm gonna put this in guaranteed. Vault 92 is the Music Vault. Musicians were invited under the guise of protecting musical talent, however, it was really a mind control super soldier kind of vibe. It got out of hand and people died. As far as I know, everyone in the vault died. Yes, even Agatha's great-great-grandmother Hilda would have perished in the vault, so this is a doomed. Vault 94 housed an eco-friendly religious group, and as far as I know, the dwellers were all alive when the doors first opened. It's what happened after the doors opened that killed them, so this is a guaranteed. Vault 95 is the Chem Addict Vault. The dwellers were weaned off chems, but a secret Vault Tech agent reintroduced chems into the vault, leading to a ton of chaos. However, there are notes indicating that some people left the vault, so I'm going to put this in the slim, but there's a chance. Vault 96 only had 5 residents, and unfortunately the vault's mainframe intelligence overlord caught wind of the residents' plans to escape and activated superseding protocol Omega, which murked the dwellers. So this is a doomed. Vault 101. This one's a big yikes. It's a bit of a shamble, set to be closed indefinitely. There were instances of the doors being open to either let people in or let people out. It really depended on who the overseer was at the time. We do know that the day James left the vault, it was plunged into chaos. We're not in the shoes of James or the Lone Wanderer, we're just a random dweller, so I'm leaning either 50-50 or slim. I'm gonna put this one in 50-50, I think. Vault 106 was the hallucinogenic gas vault. The overseer administered drugs through the air filtration system. As far as I know, all the dwellers perished. The 106 survivors you see in the game aren't actually dwellers, but wastelanders that ventured into the vault and went insane. So this one's a doomed for me. Vault 108, Gary. This vault is all over the place to be honest. But as far as we're concerned, no dwellers survived the attacks from the violent clones, so this one is another doomed. Vault 111 is the cryogenic suspended animation testing vault. The vault doors never officially opened, but we do know that by the time the sole survivor leaves the vault for the first time, after Mr. Kellogg took Sean, there are no living dwellers anymore. So I'm gonna put this one in doomed. Vault 112 is Tranquility Lane. All the dwellers were hooked up to these simulation pods that kept them alive to be Stanislas Braun's playthings. It's not a right way to live, so this one is doomed. Vault 114 is the Soup Can Harry Overseer Vault. While the vault never finished construction, we do know of the experiment. Upper-class members of society were deceived into thinking 114 was going to be a luxury vault. However, the amenities were anything but. Combined with an overseer who despised authority, this vault was set up for failure. While I can believe that there are scenarios which it goes well, I think the odds are slim, and that's the rank it gets. Vault 118 is the Murder Mystery Vault in Far Harbor. There were only 10 residents, and they were all robo-brains. With that being said, one of the residents was murdered, so it can't be guaranteed. So this one's a high odds of survival. So now we're through with the numbered vaults, but there are a few named vaults I think deserve a spot on this list. The LA Vault worked as intended, sheltering the dwellers who stayed there. While it later became a lair for the master, the original dwellers did survive, so this one's a guaranteed. The VTU Training Vault was running a practice vault experiment for educational purposes when the Great War started. The chaos outside left the vault sealed, and the only food available was prone to causing arterial clogging. Everything adds up to be a doomed. And lastly, the White Spring Congressional Bunker. While those who sought refuge here aren't your typical vault dweller, and the bunker isn't your typical vault, I think it deserves a spot on this tier list. The White Spring Bunker was reserved for high-ranking government officials. However, one Thomas Eckert, Secretary of Agriculture, had other plans. Eckert would sabotage and scheme his way into becoming the unofficial leader of the Appalachian Enclave and the President of the United States. Ultimately though, power went to his head, a mutiny was had, and the only thing that came out alive was the artificial intelligence Modus. So this one is doomed. And there you have it, the Vault Survival Tier List. Make your own if you'd like, let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, like, sub, and have a good rest of your day. Cheers.
My, 10 years old already? Why, I can remember helping your dad change your diapers.